Hello, welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a weekly reading for the week of July 28th. As always, this is a general collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see. What messages do you have for this collective guide? What do you want us to know here today? The Ten of Pentacles and the Hierophant. I feel like those two cards together just talk about marriage, the institution, right? So the Hierophant can be, he's like a very spiritual figure, but he's also very, he like adheres to the rules, basically. He likes institutions, he kind of likes the rules, he likes things to be the way that they're expected to be. And then the Ten of Pentacles is a card of like family legacies, of marriage, of like having the job, the family, the kids, all that stuff. So there, if you're in this collective, you might be feeling some expectations around what you feel like family or marriage or maybe even success is supposed to look like. So let's say if you're not married or don't have kids, this could just be a message about success. That's what the Ten of Pentacles represents for us. I'll take 2 and 2, the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands. Those two cards together are very adventurous. Like that is just screaming adventure to me. I'm feeling like if you're in this collective, it's an energy of like someone who is almost feeling like trapped by an institution. So again, like it could be marriage, it could be family, it could be a job, right? Or you could be like a younger person and maybe it's like expectations that your parents have of you, right? So kind of take this how it resonates, but I almost feel like this energy of like restriction and like this, gosh, I don't know how to describe this, like a feeling of like kind of almost physically wanting to like fight against it, right? In order to get free. So the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands, it feels to me like you just getting ready to explode into like the adventure of your dreams. The Three of Wands card here, he's like a merchant, right? And he's kind of looking over this bay and there's like his little ships coming in, right? So they're like at the point where they've made it around the world, they have their cargo, they're safe, they're in the bay, right? Like there's nothing that's going to happen at this point other than the ships docking and then this guy actually getting his stuff off the ships. So it's kind of like a sure thing energy. Like, I don't know. This is kind of cool. If you're in this collective, it definitely feels like go for it. Temperance and the Three of Cups. It's like a very interesting energy. This energy is different than what I've been pulling lately. So I'm a little bit just like feeling it and trying to wrap my mind around the feelings. I'm really just drawn in the Temperance and the Three of Cups to the cups. So the cups in the tarot represents the emotions. And I feel like this is like the Temperance card here, right? Generally is a card of balance. So I feel like if you are in this collective, it's probably a good idea to sort of do some thinking or inner work around kind of balancing your responsibilities versus this desire to like go after your dreams, right? So for example, let's say that you are wanting, you know, a new career. Well, it would be reasonable. Let's say you want to be, oh gosh, I don't know. Let's say you want to be a teacher, right? So there are certain things that have to be done before you can just randomly become a teacher for the most part. I know there are like exceptions in the school districts, but you know, a reasonable path to that would be like, okay, let me go to school to be a teacher, or let me like enroll in some sort of a program, or let me find a school district that will hire me without a degree. And then I can, you know, spend the next 2 years getting my degree or whatever, right? So I'm kind of feeling like there's this energy of balance here around not just jumping into your dreams, but kind of having a plan of how you're going to do that in a way that doesn't like sweep your foundation out from under you. I think that's the best way to say it. But I'm really drawn to the fact that this angel is sort of moving the water between these two cups. It just feels like the flow of emotions. So I feel like whatever this situation is that you're like kind of balancing, right? The expectations that are on you versus like your dreams, right? Kind of where your passion is. It feels like really just letting those emotions flow. Like maybe, for example, your family had an expectation of you that you were going to be a doctor, right? And maybe you're moving in that direction or like, whatever. And it's just not where your heart is. It's not where your passion is. And I'm really getting that message of like letting those emotions flow. And the Three of Cups card here is really sweet. It's all about friendship and support and celebration. So I really keep being drawn back to like this family aspect just because that's such a strong message here of in the Ten of Pentacles. But I'm feeling like maybe if, for example, maybe you have like a divine feminine family member, like a sister, a mom, or an aunt or something who always supported you and was like, I think so-and-so would be a great teacher, right? Like that might be a good person to kind of hook up with and talk about, your passion, whatever this is, whatever you've kind of been like repressing. This even could resonate around, places within yourself that you've been sort of repressing yourself. So what's coming to mind is like masking, right? Where, for example, in autism, feeling like you have to wear a mask, right? You have to present in a certain way in order to be like acceptable to others. So if something like that even resonates as well, it doesn't have to be something in your outer life. It could be within your inner life and really feeling like you're wanting to be kind of more authentic to your true self versus kind of wearing the mask that makes you sort of pleasing to others around you. I feel like there's just a sweet flow and celebration energy in this bottom row here. And this Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands, it feels like a really safe, passionate adventure. There's something about that Three of Wands card that just feels safe with those ships in the harbor. I feel like if you're in this collective, you probably have a lot of support. That's sweet. On the bottom, we have the Sun. All right, what advice do you have here for this collective, God? We have the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is speaking to what I was saying around this Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands card, just making sure that it's safe to feel your feelings, right? It's safe to recognize your dreams and desires, and it's also safe to make a plan, like figure out what you're going to do. And I feel like, again, this Queen of Pentacles, again, is feeling just like a matriarch or like a motherly type figure to me. So again, if you have like a friend, an aunt, a family member, like maybe, for example, you want to go back to school to be a teacher and you have an aunt who lives near the college that you want to attend and she'll like rent you out her basement for $200 a month or something insanely cheap, right? So making sure that if you have like those types of connections and you have someone safe who you can kind of rely on that way, I feel like the energy is here. But I'm definitely feeling this. Like, make sure that you have a foundation or a plan. Sometimes it is time. Oh, that's sweet. The Sun just jumped out. Sometimes it is time to just jump in head first. And I feel like in this particular case, it's a little smarter to make sure that you have your kind of loose plan in place, right? You don't have to be controlling and try and figure out everything. The Sun is so joyful. I feel like that's, I don't know. It's so sweet. I just feel like it's you being free, right? It's this part of you that's feeling kind of trapped and kind of burdened by these expectations or the way that you, quote, feel like you should act or what you should do, right? The Sun is complete freedom. I feel like this little guy does not give a care what anybody else thinks of him. He doesn't care that it's nap time or that he's supposed to help his mom pick up his toys. He's like, okay, I'm going to hang out in the garden on my horse and everyone else can just deal with it. It's like the attitude that I'm getting here. So, it feels like finally embracing, where your desires are, where your passions are, right? And kind of being able to put the opinions of others in their place, right? I'm really feeling called, and like, as always, use your judgment. It's your life, right? I'm just reading the energy of the cards, but I'm feeling really called to say that if you're in this collective, it feels like it's time to say, like, hey, mom and dad, I want to do whatever. Or to say to your own self, hey, my inner self, like, I don't want to mask anymore. I want to show up like this in my world, right? It feels like this reading is a lot about authenticity and getting clear on who you are and what you want to do. Yeah, I feel like this again is that clarity, the King of Swords here. He is very logical. I feel like he's going along with what I was saying in terms of kind of making a plan, right? Of what this is going to look like for you. You feel like these two are speaking to exactly what I was just saying. So the Seven of Wands is that sort of defending energy, but he's defending from a position of power because he's actually like on top of the hilltop, right? So I feel like this is you taking power over your own life. And really being able to say, like, this is my life, right? This is not your life to live. This is my life to live. And this is what I want to do with the time that I've been given here on this earth. And then the Eight of Cups feels like walking away from whatever this is for you. He's walking away. Let me think of how to say this. So the story behind this card, right, is that this guy in the card has spent like a good amount of resources here to build this little wall of cups, right? He's poured his emotions into doing that, but he's realizing that it's just not working for him. It's not going to turn out the way that he wants it to. So he's walking away in the hopes that there's something better. And the next card that comes after this is the Nine of Cups, which is a wish card, right? It's that card of wishes fulfilled, of satisfaction. The guy's got kind of like that grin on his face. He's like self-satisfied because he moved forward and he was able to move forward into his dreams. So I feel like if you're in this collective, that's you. It's you getting clear on what it is that you want. And I'm really feeling in this collective, like there is some really sweet support. So this is not feeling to me like someone who would say this to their family and then there's some big family drama or whatever. It feels to me like if you really did this work and say spoke to like your parents or like I said, your aunt or a friend or something like that, that those people would be supportive of you. There's like really a sweet energy here of like that celebration and like connection. There's like a sweet motherly energy. So anyways, I feel like maybe you feel like it's this, where you feel like you're kind of fending yourself off or defending yourself against what others think you should do. But it feels to me like in reality, the energy is a lot more gentle than that, right? And that's probably just this sort of inner turmoil that you're experiencing from what you're going through. That's really sweet. I feel like that King of Swords is really inviting you to just get logical about your dreams and desires here. And Temperance is reminding you that it's the places where you feel like that passion flowing, right? Where you feel those emotions flowing. Like those are the places to kind of investigate and lean into. What do we have for us here? Any other messages? Benevolent Elephant. Gentleness, temperance, goodwill, pillar of patience and kindness, bless my heart with your gentle nature. That's very sweet. It's funny, it says temperance in the temperance card, I feel like is one of the ones I talked about more in this reading. It's reminding me that elephants have like a matriarchal society, and they really respect and take care of their elders as well. So I'm really feeling that. I feel like if you're in this collective, you have like a grandmother, an aunt, a mother, or like a friend who's kind of like a mother figure, and that person would be so supportive of you in this adventure of kind of following your desires, right? I really am feeling that too. Like there is a kindness and a gentleness to this energy. It's definitely not like an FU family and then like leave and never talk again. That is not this energy at all. This is an energy of a lot of support and love. It's very sweet. Anything else you want to say? 2 more. Smart Walrus. Intensity, attentiveness, ferocity. Say no to violence and show your strength in a gentle way. Yeah, again, I feel like that's what I was just saying. It doesn't have to be drama or slamming doors or anything like that. I think there's just like a sweet feeling of gentleness here. And then Sturdy Crab. Defense, sensitivity, self-sufficiency. Child of the great Mother Ocean, encompass my soul with your sturdy shell. That's sweet. I feel like what that resonates with is the 7 of Wands card, because it kind of mentions that defense, that defensiveness, right? So I feel like if you're in this collective, it would be beneficial to you to, 1, get clear on what it is that you're passionate about. 2, kind of start loosely formulating like a plan, right? So like I gave that example of being a teacher, like what would that look like for you? Would you go back to school? Would you start working and then go to school after? And then I think 3, just making sure that you're kind of working through those emotions of defensiveness, of feeling like kind of stuck and trapped, right, by the expectations of others, because I think if you can love yourself and give yourself the safety that you're craving in those places, it will really help you to be able to approach like your family or your friends, or, you know, like I keep saying, your aunt or grandma or whoever. It will help you approach this situation from that gentle and calm and patient place, instead of expecting to be attacked. So I think if you're in this collective, kind of healing that attack or defensiveness energy before you approach this with others is going to be really helpful for you. So that feels super clear. I'd be curious to hear in the comments if this resonates for anybody, what this situation is for you. I feel like this could be a variety of things. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye.